And I'd keep being like, yo, man, what are you doing? And he would just call me names and be like, my dad would let me smoke cigarettes. And I would have to be like, well, I'm not your dad, and you could do that with him. And like, I don't want to go to jail because the police are right here and they're looking at me, waiting for you to smoke a cigarette with all these people.
You're listening to the Makey Words Podcast.
You're finding out 10 years late. What do you think about that? It's the business model. It's the business model. And we just looked at each other, horrified.
Do you think this is probably a stupid joke? This maybe like edges into dad territory, but don't you think it's funny? Like, I still sometimes accidentally put a shirt on backwards, but like when Crisscross would accidentally put their shirt on backwards, it would just be normal. And I don't know why that like tickles me. That they would look down at this shirt on the way it's supposed to be and be like, fuck.
Ah, shit.
Take it off.
I might just be thinking of like the essentially like Crisscross Looney Tunes t-shirt I had. But if that was any indication of Crisscross's actual regular dress code, which I think it is, but I don't really remember, but it was like a baseball jersey. So so you can't really fuck that up, especially because you can't button it. You need help. You put your arms through it like a smock in elementary school art class, and someone's got to button you up.
You think if Crisscross did a reunion tour, there'd be a lot of people there?
Yeah.
I don't.
Like,
Yeah.
what's that demographic
I
of
think
people
they
who,
would.
who want to relive Crisscross?
It's the 90s
I would-
demographic. So like
But they would have to be on a
they could do-
festival of fucking horror and sadness,
Yes.
where it's
Yeah,
just
I
let's
don't
wheel
think
out the next meme before memes.
They can't
Here
do
I
it.
am. I wore my clothes back and I rapped while I did it. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
I bet you they could do anywhere between, like in A markets, I bet you they could pull probably like 350 to maybe 1,000.
I bet there's more.
You know,
I would bet there's more.
I
But
don't
if
know
they-
The
that there
gimmick.
is.
if it was them
Dude.
and like Jodeci and like like Belle Biv DeVoe and like these other
PM Dawn.
yes
Them, PM Dawn, and All for One.
All for one, dude.
yeah
Woo.
Were they, I swear?
Color Me
Yes.
Bad.
They were, I swear.
What a revelation that song was for me. They were like they were the after school special of boy bands.
I had that cassette single.
No shit, really?
Oh yeah. I mostly
It
had
made me
cassette
feel
singles.
uncomfortable. It sounded like worship music. It sounded like God music. I did not
I
like
don't
that.
think at that point I had encountered any worship music.
What song?
Like they were.
I swear.
And I swear
Oh, okay.
by the moon and the stars in the sky, I'll be there. I'll be there. Yeah. Oh, he's there.
God is there. God is there.
I do get that. I have never thought of it like that, but you're right.
I don't remember at this point, but I remember thinking in the video that it looked like these guys don't look like they would hang out. When I was a little kid, it was something. I remember the feeling of like, I don't believe them.
I know they
I don't know
felt
why.
more they felt more curated. Like whereas like especially still
Yeah.
in the while Boys to Men is still a huge group. It's like these dudes seem like they like each other. They're like
Yes.
there was like a
They
synergy
share
there.
a vibe. They share a vibe.
Yes.
Like there like when they dress the same, they don't look awkward.
Mhm.
But like All for One did seem like there was just like a citywide, like on street level, find people who can sing, and we're gonna shoot a music video with them in an hour. Whatever they're wearing is fine. It doesn't matter at all. Like it just seemed like a random grab bag of people in a weird way that I don't know if it's probably super shallow. I'm sure they sang in great harmony. I mean, you had the single, so
I did.
it touched a lot of people. But yeah, I remember thinking back then, this is a weird one.
I don't know why I'm reminded of this, but did I tell you guys about going to see Lily play viola with her like the huge band, and then
No.
I don't know why it reminded me of this, but it was funny that like between each song that were or the teacher that was like the conductor would like close out and then step aside and like take the applause, and then the next song is a song by Pierre Poulet, and it was written in 1686. This song, I think you'll remember it, is called blah blah or hot cross buns, and then like hot cross bun. But like the way that she explained every song, or like old MacDonald had a farm, like she would talk about it like it was some I don't know, important classical piece, and like we will now be performing,
Yeah, our only experience with that is like Mr. Massey, who seemed apologetic when he would announce us doing anything. It was more like, now this absolute fucking shit show of a band that I have been tasked with chaperoning
Look, I have
is
tried.
about to perform Shiloh Canyon Fantasy. And it is, I'm telling you now, we didn't get enough time or money.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear the song, but we're playing Shiloh Canyon Fantasy. There is something so fun about just remembering the sight of this man conducting to the point of like panic breaths and sweat, profuse sweat, but who you could see also hated his job. Like, he definitely hated his job and didn't hide it, but he gave his all when he was doing it. You could tell like he truly loved music, but looking back on it, he was always so let down with the band. So let down with the band.
Well, I would imagine to some extent that's like the plight of the teacher. Like, like you care enough about a subject that you
Yeah, but
specialize
some
in it.
schools are awesome.
Well, sure. I mean,
You know,
maybe
some
it's a different
collections of
talent
kids.
pool. But I'm just saying, like, just the idea of like, I got to try to get a group of 10-year-olds to make
Yeah.
this song sound like a thing that people will recognize. Like what's funnier for me to imagine is a band director or even a coach of a team or something, like before the game doing some soft version of, now please understand this is no reflection on my abilities to play music. Listen to
If
music.
you represent a different school with possibly a higher arts budget, I can work wonders. I turned these F- kids into D- kids. What could I do with C+?
Casey, you were in middle school, high school band as well?
Yeah.
What did you play?
I played
Oh.
the electric bass.
That was an option in regular band?
Yeah, dude, this band sucked.
I just let
Okay.
people play anything.
They sucked. It was so bad. There was no budget. There was no instrument there. It was like, you have an electric bass? All right, well,
You're
play
doing
the
that.
tuba part. You're playing a tuba part. All right, now play this part. Play that part. And I couldn't read music. I think I've told you guys this. I just had my friend write. Or no, he could read music, but he would write the note value over, or the note name over every note in the staff music. And then I would just copy it.
I had a dream the other night that I was out and about running band errands, miscellaneous things, going to just stores and shit.
Hold on. You had a dream that you were running band errands.
Yes, but hold on.
I like this.
Yeah, well, none of this makes sense. None of this
I
makes
like
sense
this.
at all.
I appreciate that you have a dream about us.
Well, so I had a dream that I had to run band errands.
That's
And
fine.
yeah, like I said, it's this semi-nondescript thing of like I was just in stores. Basically, I was just busy in a building.
Buying pens, buying papers, buying
Yes.
folders.
Bowling, whatever you want to imagine. But
Making laminates.
But the second half of this was I had to look after it was one of those things that like it wasn't a real person, but I understood it in my dream. So it was one of you all's kids. Not any of your actual kids. Like this could have been Sauce's kid. It was like an 8-year-old boy, and he was a fucking asshole. It was like the kid from Problem Child. But so basically what kept happening was, so like I'd be in a store doing a thing, and then I couldn't find this kid. And every time I would go out back, and he was trying to smoke cigarettes with like the cool kids that worked at the store. And I'd keep being like, yo, man, what are you doing? And he would just call me names and be like, my dad would let me smoke cigarettes. And I would have to be like, well, I'm not your dad, and you could do that with him. And like, I don't want to go to jail because the police are right here and they're looking at me waiting for you to smoke a cigarette with all these people. And it was just him being pissed and running away, and then me chasing after him and being in a store, and then we're together until he leaves to smoke a cigarette. And it was a real weird thing.
So this is a dream, not a bad dream or a nightmare. This is a dream, you say.
It was just the thing I recall from my sleep times.
I don't know if being like I don't know if I would qualify a dream where I am being inconvenienced as a nightmare. I feel like that's a particular kind of dream. I don't think I would label it.
Well,
you know what I mean? I wouldn't wake up from a dream like that and be like, God, I just had this crazy nightmare where we're staying in the DMV. There was this woman behind me who just fucking reeked, and she just kept getting closer and closer, and I was standing there for like 30 minutes. So I wouldn't describe that as a nightmare. I think it makes sense that he described it as a dream. It's a dream.
Yeah.
But so it was
unless
a normal
that kid
day
like
dream.
unfolded and became something else or something.
So this is what's semi funny about this, and I'll try to describe this as succinctly as I can. But I rarely ever remember my dreams, and I didn't remember this one. But I woke up. I woke up super fucking. I woke up super stressed out.
Wait, are we not talking about it?
Let me finish the story.
And we're not talking about it right now.
So I woke up really stressed and anxious, and I've been having that with work lately, but I look at my phone as soon as I wake up because I just assume something has happened. And one of the brewers at one of the shops is no longer working. And it gives a very specific error message where it's like, you know, this cup, overflow cup is full, please empty. And so I start Googling this to try to figure out how to tell someone to empty the overflow cup. But it turns out the troubleshooting suggestions have nothing to do with that. Basically, if you get this error message, it means there are all kinds of other problems that you can't even solve. So it's
Really?
like, why does it say that, first of all? But so me being me,
It's just a fucking inside joke that the machine has with itself.
pretty much. But so I'm
They'll
responding.
never know why I'm fucked up.
But so I'm texting someone back, and they're like, well, what can I do? Should I try to find this overflow cup? And I was like, my response was something like, no, because all the suggestions to fix this are really stupid. It's like the overflow cup has a nicotine addiction and it needs to be grounded. And it was just like, that was my like bullshit whimsical answer. But then as I'm like thinking about why I sent that, it was like, holy shit, I had a dream. I had to chase down someone's fucking cigarette addict child all day long while trying to do band work. And yeah, it was just a weird thing.
How do you guys,
Oh, what was that, Sauce?
I was just gonna say that O.J. Simpson died today.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
He died?
sure did.
Dead.
Was it murder?
Fucking dead.
Because that'd be kind of cool.
No.
Ironic.
It was cancer, dude.
Well, that's a kind of murder.
Murdered by cancer.
Yeah, murdered
Murdered
by
by cancer.
cells.
Sure.
Yeah, so I guess everything's a murder if you look at it that way.
No, because not everything is a living organism, and cancer is a living organism.
Fuck that, man. Whatever you say.
I'm with Nick on this one. Fuck that,
Yeah.
man. Fuck that, man.
Yeah, fuck that. So now that he's gone, do we think he actually did it?
Yes,
did.
everyone already
Yeah.
knew that he did it.
I think it was pretty widely
He all
accepted
but
that he
released a
definitely-
single called "I Did It." I'm O.J. Simpson and I did it.
Well,
I don't think it
he
would surprise anyone if he like released a whole movie of him just saying he did it in different ways.
Do you
People would
remember
be
I
like,
think
the
he
"Yeah."
title of
released
the
a
book?
book. Yeah, well, it was called "If I Did
If
It,"
I
but
did.
the graphic
There you go.
design was "I did
All
it,"
he did
and
was that
"if" was
if.
quite small. I think.
There you go. Exactly. Yes. So yes, he did it.
Yeah.
He didn't need to die
Okay.
for us to say it either.
Oh boy. No, I think people have been saying it forever.
I haven't felt
Um,
comfortable talking about it.
No, were you afraid he was going to come for you?
I felt very uncomfortable talking about OJ and giving
Oh,
my
don't worry,
opinion.
Sauce. You're the safest you've ever been because allegedly he was unwilling to come back to Los Angeles out of fear that he found the person that murdered his beloved wife.
Yeah, jeez.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
And
His
what he would do
beloved.
or something.
Or what would happen to him for that matter? What a monster.
He was in
you know?
Vegas, right? He was living in Vegas.
Yeah, he was in Vegas robbing casinos. Well, just the one. But that happened.
Anybody got any
acid.
anybody got any acid?
Yo, the guy that I work with that loves music loves to tell me about how in the 90s he moved from Salt Lake City, knows Kilby Court. We talked Kilby Court. As soon as he was like, "You ever play Salt Lake?" I was like, "Yeah, what's the place that we it was kind of like a middle of nowhere little shack?" He's like, "Kilby Court? You play Kilby Court?" I guess it's like, whatever. Every band has gone through like huge, and he could be doing the like, "Oh, I saw Radiohead for 3 people" kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
I saw the Beatles play Kilby Court, you know.
yeah, exactly. No, but who is he saying? He said he saw Mazzy Star at Kilby Court.
I
Cool.
believe that.
And I don't know, some other people. But then he said he basically did acid for 4 years.
Hell yeah.
And tried to figure out who he was. And by the end of it, he says it with a sense of humor. Like he's not proud of it, but also knows that it was just the thing that he did. There's no whatever with it. But he was like, dude, by the end of it, I was wearing thermal pajamas, buckled Doc Marten boots, with then ripped pajama pants over the thermal pajamas. The legs that he cut off the pajamas, he wore as a hat, like bandana on the head, kind of over and then drooping off the back. And a denim jacket with a wife beater on underneath. And then he said he was surprised that people would see him and pick him out and be like, this guy probably knows where to get drugs. I said, you know exactly why people would come to you and say this guy knows where to get drugs. Walking around looking like that. Street urchin, land pirate. Land pirate is my favorite. He likes to say pirate up as like if you're grabbing a saw or something and you need to like put weight into it. He's like, pirate up. I've never heard that before.
I've never heard of pirates being synonymous with strength. That's like,
Yeah.
I've never heard of them being synonymous with weakness, but it's never been like, do it strong like a pirate. You know? That's not the character that your brain goes to when you're like, archetype of strength.
He probably
Pirate.
really just loves pirates, hence the way he dressed as a youth. But
that's what I mean. It's got to
Yeah.
come from some other place that's like, this is your own lore that you're asking me to accept. I guess I will.
It's just been kicking around in the back of my head as like, oh, maybe that's a like a dated slang that I don't know about. And then I haven't had the time to Google it. Yeah. So I was curious if you guys have ever heard. Well, it's happened a lot where I ask you guys, like, have you ever heard of blah, blah, blah? And you go, yeah, of course. So I thought. Maybe.
Right.
Just puts on a
but anything with
hat.
up after it seems slightly like more modern. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something up.
Yeah. What came first? Word up?
Yeah, I guess word up's been around for a very long time.
Is it an old timey slang? Word up?
Word up?
I mean,
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
what do you?
I want to
It's
say
not
it's at least
Victorian.
70s, 60s.
Yeah,
Like, right?
I would think so. Yeah.
Word up.
I know I've heard buck up.
Yeah.
Definitely man
I've heard
up.
shut up.
Yeah, but as far as
Bro,
like put something into it. Yeah, bro up. I've
I
heard
remember
that.
the game Butts Up.
Butts up. How
Is that what you
how
said,
was
Nick?
that game
What's that
played?
from? Oh, it's a fucking Simcoe Street Mob song. God damn it. Sorry, I got
It's a
that.
what?
How's
Street
it go?
Mob?
How's it go?
It's a Simcoe Street Mob song. I don't know. I didn't like that one. It just says something like instead of "What's up," I say "Butts up." That's pretty much it. That's the punchline.
I need
I
to get
want
back
to.
into
Wasn't
Simcoe.
Butts Up? You played it with the tennis ball on a handball, like in a
Oh, this
handball
is a
court.
thing. Okay, I don't know about
And
this.
it wasn't it like when you would lose, you'd have to run up and face it, and they would throw the ball at your ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know why I played it a few times, but after that, it was like I don't want to win or lose this game.
I think there are a lot of like sporting activities where that becomes a consequence of a specific drill or game. Because there's
Chuck
like
the ball
several-
at the weakest one.
Yeah, or even it's just like you like I've seen soccer players do a thing where they like spin a cone or something, and then whoever it points at gets the ball, and everyone runs away, and you just try to beam someone else with the ball. Or people will be last in a drill, and they have to stand in front of the goal with their ass facing someone taking a penalty. It's
Yeah,
that
I'm sure it arose
masculine
out of that
hazing,
general.
as old as time.
Yeah.
Thanks
Sounds
for
good.
coming, Max.
I'm sorry for being late. I genuinely,
job.
I
No.
didn't even realize it was Thursday till I saw you guys' text. It was like,
No, no.
I was already shit deep in a job that I fucked up and had to spend extra hours fixing. So
Did you say that you were shit deep?
yeah, I don't know what that
is
means.
being
I don't
shit
know.
deep?
I don't know. I don't know. Came out of my mouth. It was
And
just,
shit.
it doesn't mean anything. It's not a thing.
Shit deep.
I have no defense of it. I'm not
it's good.
making words
I
right.
think you're doing great.
Fine.
Shit dip.
All right.
All right, guys.
Shit dip.
I am shit dip. Call me Max Shit Dip.
And we just looked at each other, horrified.
Makey Words.
They know. My time has come. The algorithm knows. We have fun, okay? We have fun.